Ambassador Zelthak of the Serenity Coalition clutched his breathing apparatus tighter as the human transport ship Indomitable shuddered through another gravity well transition. The vessel's hull groaned with sounds that would have terrified any civilized species. Yet the humans aboard continued their casual conversations, as if hurtling through space at impossible velocities was perfectly normal. "First time on a human ship?" asked Captain Sarah Chun, her voice carrying an undertone that Zelthak's translator couldn't quite interpret. Her species stood barely 2 meters tall, yet something in her posture suggested she could tear through reinforced bulkheads with her bare hands. "Yes," Zelthak wheezed through his filtration mask. "Your atmospheric composition is quite robust." The human's facial expression shifted, what his cultural briefings had termed a smile, though it revealed far too many predatory teeth for comfort. 21% oxygen. "We breathe poison by most galactic standards." Zelthak's chromatophores shifted to nervous yellow patterns. 3 weeks ago, the Coalition had sent distress signals across 17 sectors, begging for military assistance against the Hegemony invasion. The Hegemony had already consumed 4 Coalition worlds, their biomechanical fleets converting entire ecosystems into raw materials for further expansion. Dozens of civilized species had expressed sympathy. The ethereal collective offered thoughts and meditative energy. The crystal archives promised to record the Coalition's noble struggle for posterity. The garden worlds sent beautiful flowers and poems of mourning. Only one species had responded with actual ships. "Why did you answer our call?" Zelthak asked, genuinely curious. "Your species is new to the galactic community. This conflict doesn't concern Earth." Captain Chen's expression darkened. "The Hegemony attacked a refugee convoy 3 parsecs from our outer colonies. Killed 18,000 civilians, including children." She paused, her jaw muscles tightening. "We don't like bullies." The transport sensors began screaming alerts as they dropped out of hyperspace at the besieged world of Harmony Prime. Through the reinforced viewport, Zelthak could see the beautiful garden world being systematically stripped by massive Hegemony harvesters. Organic ships the size of cities pulsed across the planet's surface like infected wounds. "Coalition fleet registers 400 vessels," reported the Human Communications Officer. "Hegemony forces, approximately 8,000 bioships, plus orbital processing platforms. Any sane species would have retreated immediately. Instead, Captain Chun activated the fleet-wide communication channel. All human vessels, this is Indomitable. Rules of engagement are as follows. Protect Coalition civilians at all costs. Hegemony forces have forfeited their right to exist. Show them what happens when you mess with people under our protection." The response from the human fleet was immediate and terrifying. 37 ships, a laughably small force by galactic standards, began broadcasting what Zelthak's translator identified as war songs. The humans were actually singing as they accelerated toward impossible odds. The battle that followed redefined Zelthak's understanding of warfare. Human ships didn't follow conventional tactical doctrines. They rammed Hegemony vessels at relativistic speeds, their crews somehow surviving impacts that should have liquefied their internal organs. When their weapons ran dry, they used their ships as kinetic weapons. When their ships were disabled, the crews continued fighting with personal weapons that fired solid projectiles propelled by controlled explosions. Commander Vexera, the Coalition's military leader, watched in horror as a human boarding party, led by a female barely half his size, carved through a Hegemony bioship's internal defenses using nothing but metal blades and projectile weapons. "They're fighting inside an active bioship," he whispered. "The toxins alone should kill them in seconds." "Humans evolved on a death world," Captain Chun explained calmly while coordinating fleet movements. "Gravity twice galactic standard, atmosphere that corrodes metal, weather patterns that could sterilize continents, and ecosystems where everything tries to kill everything else. We don't just survive hostile environments, we thrive in them." A Hegemony Leviathan-class harvester, easily the size of a small moon, turned its attention to the human formation. Its biocannons could dissolve entire fleets into component atoms. Instead of retreating, the humans accelerated directly toward it. "What are they doing?" Zelthak gasped. Probably something incredibly stupid and absolutely brilliant, Captain Chun replied, then activated her comm. All vessels initiate Protocol Omega. For everyone who can't fight back. The human ships struck the Leviathan simultaneously, their hulls breaching its organic armor at 17 different points. Within minutes, the massive creature was writhing in agony as human forces systematically destroyed its vital organs from within. The psychological effect on the hegemony fleet was immediate. For the first time in their expansion across the galaxy, they faced a species that didn't retreat, didn't negotiate, and didn't die easily. Worse, the humans seemed to enjoy combat in ways that disturbed even the hegemony's hive mind collective. This is Harvest Mind Prime. Came the hegemony's transmission, its biomechanical voice carrying undertones of something approaching fear. We withdraw from this system. The humans are not suitable for processing. As the surviving hegemony forces fled the system, Zelthak watched human medical teams tend to coalition wounded with the same intensity they had shown in battle. A human medic was carefully treating a Serenity child's injuries, her movements gentle despite the same hands, having wielded combat weapons just hours before. I don't understand your species, Zelthak admitted to Captain Chun. You're simultaneously the most violent and most compassionate beings I've encountered. Chen's smile returned, though softer this time. We're predators, Ambassador, but we're also pack hunters. We protect our own, and we've decided that includes anyone asking for help against bullies. The coalition had called for aid, expecting perhaps a few patrol ships or token support. Instead, they had summoned an entire species that had spent millions of years learning to fight for survival on a world that wanted them dead. The humans had answered their call not with sympathy or condolences, but with fury and unbreakable determination. The galaxy had learned a new truth that day. When Deathworlders declare you family, they will walk through hell itself to keep you safe. And the hegemony had learned an even simpler lesson. There are some species you simply don't threaten. Not because they can't be beaten, but because they'll make the cost of victory so high that even winning feels like defeat. The humans had kept their promise. They had shown the hegemony exactly what happened when you messed with people under their protection.